Boxing TV.
Heavy Bag Boxing TV. That's my little bro.
Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
So what's up to my man Heavy Bag Boxing?
My boy at Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
Subscribe to Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
Get at my boy Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
Heavy Bag Boxing, all right? You heard it from me. You heard it here first.
Heavy Bags Boxing. Straight out of Norfolk, baby. Let's go.
What's up, y'all? Shout out to Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
Strength 412 in the building. Shout out to my guy Tio, Heavy Bag Boxing TV. Get your bitch ass in here and hit this bag.
Just go ahead and subscribe to Heavy Bag Boxing TV because he be lit on his channel, no cap.
You are now watching Heavy Bag Boxing TV. Hit the bag.
Shout out to Heavy Bag Boxing TV. Get in here and hit the bag, baby.
You are tuned in to Heavy Bag Boxing. Get your and hit this bag, dude.
You tuning in to Heavy Bag TV. Make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to the channel.
Hey, yo, get your dumb ass in here and hit this bag.
Shout out to Heavy Bag Boxing. It's the one and only Blazer Flair. Woo!
Yo, what's up? It's your boy Zach, Super Judas, out champion world. I'm giving a big shout out to my home team, Heavy Bag TV. You heard? Keep it live.
This is Showtime Sean Porter. You are watching Heavy Bag Boxing.
Thank you for watching my dad on Heavy Bag TV.
Yes, sir, YouTube. Yeah. Right up. What up, YouTube, PTO Heavy Bag TV. Man, get your big goofy ass in here and hit the bag. All right, man. Great show for you tonight. Great show for you tonight, man. Shout out my guy RC, man, my co-host. He will not be with us this evening, at least as of right now. Hopefully, he'll have time to join us later. Like I said, he's down there in Louisiana supporting his basketball star son getting recruited, and he's got some big games coming up that he wanted to be down there supporting for. So big shout out to my guy RC. Yes, sir. All right, man, if you're joining me, I appreciate that love. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already so you can jump in that comment section and holler at your boy. If you're in here rocking out, smash that like button, man. I mean, help me get in front of other viewers so we can talk some good old boxing. All right, man, we're going to jump right into it. Yes, sir. Hot topic. All right, man. I really can't even believe we are like at the sunset of the career of Canelo Alvarez, right? Especially for the boxing fans who's been around a long time. You've just kind of gotten used to Canelo being around, and we just don't know now how much longer he'll be around. And this is a fighter that people are going to talk about, many, many years to come. Whether you've hated on Canelo over the years or you loved him over the years, there's a lot of fights that you could appreciate from Canelo. He's, first ballot Hall of Famer. But it looks like he's coming back, right? And if he does come back, when you look around at super middleweight, is this a weak enough group of fighters in the division for Canelo to come back and sit atop that throne? That's the question. And I don't know, right? When you look at Hamza Shiraz and you saw what he was able to do versus Edgar Berlanga, where you saw Canelo go basically 12 rounds, life and death with Berlanga, even though I thought he beat him and it was a definitive win. But Shiraz did real work. You look at the Diego Pacheco's, the Christian and Billy's, and I still don't think you can throw away Jamal Charlo at the moment. I know a lot of people not going to agree with that. Still got a Jaime Munguia around who's still young and maybe getting better, more experienced, the better for him. things could look a lot different with an older Canelo the second time around if that were to happen. I don't know if you guys threw Caleb Plant away yet or not. And listen, Edgar Berlanga is still in the mix, a young fella who's only getting more experience and getting better. Is this a division where Canelo could come back and take over? I don't know. I think a lot of people would say yes, Canelo still has something left in the tank and is superior. What he does have left is superior to all of these fighters I just mentioned. I'm just not so sure. Shout out to the chat. What's happening, y'all? Who is there? Who we got down there now? Oh, that's DJ. What up, DJ? TJ say, what up, Heavy? I still got your own probation. God, when I get off papers, man, I can't be on. I got shit to do, man. You can't keep me on papers. I got to come in and out of the country. You feel me? All right, man. So for Canelo, he's had the surgery, right? Time away and a missed opportunity. Then that was following the loss to, of course, Crawford. He faced another setback, and that was the elbow surgery he had back in October, and that halted the immediate plans for his return. He missed the opportunity to fight Iglesias for the IBF super middleweight title, and it was a clear sign that his body was dictating, his timeline, right? So the belts he lost to Crawford, they became vacant after the American, of course, Crawford retired. That's reopening the door for potential second run for Canelo Alvarez. But listen, time waits for no one. And again, you got these guys getting better. You got some new faces in the division, and you just kind of, you kind of wonder where Canelo falls in the crowd now. Being a bit older, definitely the wear and tear, now new surgery, a lot of fixed body parts and surgically repaired body parts now. So that's going to be interesting to see. I myself, for one, I think he does become champion again. Listen, a huge fan base still has that bias, I believe, throughout the boxing lands. So we gonna see for sure. All right. Who else? Oh, your boy, Andy Dalton. All right. So the WBC president, Mauricio Suleiman, has reaffirmed that Alberto Puyo is now the mandatory challenger for the WBC Junior Welterweight Championship versus, of course, I say Andy Dalton, Dalton Smith, my bad. Because Andy Dalton, the quarterback, and I know a lot of y'all probably know who I'm talking about. That was the only Dalton I would ever say. So it just comes to my mind naturally because I'm a big football fan too. But with Dalton Smith, of course, Puyo lost the 140 title to Subriel Matias, and we saw, of course, Dalton Smith take Subriel Matias to the cleaners, man, and a 5-rounder. That saw Subriel Matias get his head knocked off. So a lot of people thought Puyo may have won that Matias fight. It was an interesting style. He did and accomplished a lot of what Dalton Smith did outside the knockout, of course, but beating Matias to the punch without doing a ton of clinching, right? I think the person who skill set showed up most against somebody, a pressure fighter like a Matias, was Alberto Puyo, and he was able to do that using his feet, his quickness, and not so much tying Matias up 10 to 15 rounds. Outside of, I guess, Dalton and Paro, he did the best job that you could possibly do without using some of the tactics that they use. And I'm basically saying he didn't have to clinch, hold, and slow dance with Matias 10 to 15 times around. And maybe I'm just hating.
Oh man, hey.
Yeah. Maybe I'm just hating. I hate that holding and slow dancing and that being a part of your tactic to win the fight. But same time, if the referee gonna let you do it and it's a part of the game plan, can't be mad at nobody. All right, so maybe we got that to look forward to next. And when these guys aren't such big names, typically these fights will get made, even if it goes to purse bid. You're probably going to get Puyo versus Dalton Smith next. All right. Also, Yo Boy. And shout out my guy RC, because he told me, I didn't fact check, and maybe you guys can do that while I'm on live, that the WBA on their website has Gervonta Tank Davis as officially retired. I'm not so sure. If you can, somebody fact check that for me. DJ, you're a good chat sidekick investigator, if you would, please. Shout out my girl Coco. What's up? Good to see you, Coco, as always. But yeah, they got him as retired, right? And this comes, that was news to me, but what may be news to you, and what potentially called off the Jake Paul, or had the Jake Paul fight called off. And Jake Paul mentioned it at the time. I remember him having an announcement where he basically threw Gervonta Tank Davis under the bus completely for domestic violence. And there was these rumors that whatever happened between Tank Davis and the young lady was actually caught on camera. I have yet to see any kind of footage. If you guys have, please holler at me. I would love to see that footage. That's just something I completely missed. But according to the Miami Gardens Police Department, they announced a news conference today that it issued an arrest warrant for Gervonta Tank Davis related to the alleged domestic violence incident involving an ex-girlfriend in late October, right? So if at the time, I just didn't know how true it was. You never want to just believe something that didn't come from the real source, which is, again, the Miami Gardens Police Department. This is their first time I'm seeing releasing something stating that they're issuing an arrest warrant for him. So as of right now, if he hasn't turned himself in, this nigga's a fugitive. Yeah. Gervonta Davis is on the run right now. This nigga's on the run right now. All right. So Emmanuel Genti, that's executive officer for the Miami Gardens Police Department. He stated that the police department and the United States Marshal Service's fugitive task force was working together to locate Davis, who resides in the Miami area. Damn, Tank. Yeah. Damn, your ass, boy. Now, of course, Gervonta, 31, he'll be charged with battery, false imprisonment, and attempt to kidnapping because video surveillance footage allegedly corroborated Courtney Russell's account of what happened the night of October 27th. Wow. So they do have some sort of footage that places him there and corroborates what she's alleging happened. Oh, this nigga gone, dog. They got footage, y'all. They got footage, y'all. This nigga's going to jail. Russell alleged that Davis grabbed her by her head and throat and took her against her. This nigga kidnapping, y'all. Lord have mercy. Grabbed her by her head and throat and took her against her will out of Tootsie's Cabaret, a Miami Gardens gentlemen's club where she was employed as a VIP cocktail server. She claimed that Davis dragged her out of the back exit and into a nearby parking garage where he assaulted her. So Russell filed a police report, and the lawsuit against Davis soon thereafter. So this nigga's going to jail, and he gonna have to give up some of that damn money. All right, Davis, a Baltimore native, was of course with a lengthy history of legal troubles, was eventually removed from the high-profile fight with Jake Paul due to these allegations. And again, a lot of y'all was saying that this shit wasn't true. And I was believing it. And I was like, it's no way Tank Davis has more assault and battery allegations. I just couldn't believe it. But I'm believing it now. Hopefully you believe in it too. And of course, they removed him from the high-profile fight with Jake Paul. And if you can remember, Jake Paul came out and said he was a piece of shit and he want to hit women. Why don't he? All of this, goofy shit. So, all right. So the WBA, no, excuse me. Yeah. So this was supposed to be a cruiserweight exhibition on Netflix that was going to be for November the 14th, if you can remember. Now, Rosso also alleged that Davis abused her on several prior occasions during their 5-month relationship, which she said ended about a month before October 27th. She took legal action just 2 months after domestic violence charges involving another woman. That's the prior one we was dealing with. And I think that was the mother of his kids. And Davis was previously imprisoned in his hometown of Baltimore in June 2023 for violating terms of his home detention sentence. The consequence of causing a hit and run accident, if you can remember that was back in 2020. And the troubled Davis, 30-0, 1 draw, 28 knockouts, one of boxing's biggest stars in the United States, has fought just twice since he was released in jail in 2023. All right, man. So Tank Davis back in hot water. And as of right now, again, if he hasn't turned himself in, he's a fugitive. And he got them U.S. Marshals and he got the Miami Garden Police Department on his ass. I don't get it though, man. And to say that they got footage that's corroborating her story, meaning, and you got to be smart enough to understand, like nowadays in 2026, what business establishment don't got some damn cameras somewhere, at least pointing at the front door, the back door, the back exit area. So I'm almost positive they do have this nigga on footage, probably whooping her ass, bro. Like, what will possess you to go in there, grab her by the throat and head, and drag her out the back? I just don't get it, man. We're like, well, what's up with you whipping these girls' ass? What's up with you whipping these girls' ass? And I ain't gonna lie, I'm keeping it a beam because I know, and this ain't, I don't want to rub no females the wrong way that may be listening, but some females are vindictive. Some females will make some shit up because the niggas is famous and want, they want a payday. And so I was always skeptical. You always want to believe the victim. You do. All right. Somebody tell you something happened to them, you want to believe them. But sometimes that shit ain't true. So I was always kind of on the fence, like, maybe, you know what I'm saying? But if they got actual video footage, I'm like, all right, whatever. But the reason why I wanted to believe it is because I seen how he drugged Shorty out of the arena. I don't know if you guys can remember that old Tank footage where he just kind of drug his girlfriend out of the arena at a fight. He was kind of rough with her. Not to say like, he whooped her ass, but you could see how he kind of manhandled her out and escorted her out of the building a little bit rough. So I kind of squinted like, damn, nigga, that was kind of rough. You might beat a bitch ass. But now with so many allegations and potential video footage that they are saying corroborates her story. And her story is simple. It's not like she's got a long, drawn-out story where you can poke holes in it. She just said, hey, he grabbed me by the head and throat, took me out back, and whooped my ass. That's kind of cut and dry. You was a dumb Tank Davis, man. And I know a lot of y'all Tank fans that love kissing Tank balls think I'm hating, man.
Oh man, hey.
Nah, man, I ain't hating. I'm just reporting and giving my opinion, bro. Your man down bad, and he ain't fought nobody. Maybe that's hating a little bit.
Oh man, hate.
Just a little bit.
You are a hater.
Yes, I am, nigga. Yes, I am. I'm just saying. So this nigga here is a dumb motherfucker. All right, man, that's what I had for y'all on the hot topics. Let's get straight into the main event, the motherfucking breakdown. All right, man, my guy, out my area, 757, my backyard, Norfolk, Virginia, my hometown. Just like this guy behind me, Keyshawn Davis. He explains, because listen, when he announced that there was no more Bomac, no more B&B, you won't gonna allow Bomac to be in your corner. And we just had a show about that yesterday with Brian Norman and his son, Brian Norman Sr., Brian Norman Jr. splitting. And I immediately was kind of disappointed because I'm like, man, look what Team Bomac and Team Bud has been able to do and build. And there's no way you can tell me that they can't help Keyshawn Davis take his career to the next level. They won a world title with him. They've been rocking out. And then abruptly, coming off the June fiasco, and of course Keyshawn going back and having to kind of take a step back and look at what's going on, reevaluate himself, make some changes, and approach this boxing thing a little bit differently. Having this change of heart where he feels like he wants to go back with his original home team. And shout out to his team, because this is the guys who work with him, junior nationals, all the way up and through the Olympics, everything, right? Got him there. So I can understand, but I just was a little bit disappointed, to say the least. I'm just saying. And I needed that explanation. And that's what Keyshawn just did on Brian Custard. I don't know if you guys saw that yet, but you can check out the full interview. But I got this clip here of Keyshawn just explaining exactly how he was feeling and why he chose to break away from B&B. Let's check it out.
New circle that you have. I know one thing that Bomac came out publicly and said, yeah, I'm not working with Keyshawn anymore. And I know you had a lot of success with Bomac, who's probably at the top of the game. Why no Bomac in your corner anymore?
Honestly, like, I love Bomac enough. I got love for them. Like, I just seen Terrence Crawford yesterday in the gym, gave him a handshake, say what's up, champ. You know what I'm saying? He came out here, I guess, to watch the core workout. And I still got love for those guys, man. Like, for real, Jamie Love. Coach Saul texted me the other day saying that he gonna try to come out to the fight. And he was texting me game plans, how I can get ready for this fight. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I'm expecting the team. Well, I know Saul still got love for me as well, man. And I just hope that, just because that I feel like I decided to move forward with my home team that I came up with, a team that I've been knowing for over 10 years. You know what I'm saying? I hope that, B&B can accept that. Also, I would like to say, once they won that fight with Canelo, and I'm just like, damn, man, Omaha doing their thing. They came up together. They didn't start off as a powerful team, but they grew into that. So that inspired me to do that with my home team as well. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, wow, like, okay, I know I got enough knowledge to win in a ring. Like, I've been to the Olympics and I'm 13-0. I became a world champion. I got a lot to learn, but I also learned a lot in pros. So I would love for my home team to, be premature now, but years to come, they be like, yo, this Norfolk team is amazing. You know what I'm saying? So Bomac and them really inspired me to just do that for myself. You know what I'm saying? So it was never really like no hard feelings towards Bomac or B&B. It was just like I got inspired by what they done, and I just wanted to do it for myself.
Yo, admirable. Now, hopefully everybody caught that and soaked that up. Keyshawn's basically saying, hey, man, I was inspired by y'all. So there's truly, really, no reason for any kind of bad blood. Because, of course, initially I'm thinking when Keyshawn told Bomac and company, like, yo, I'm leaving. I no longer need you guys as my trainer or need you as my trainer. There had to been some tension there, like, nigga, why? We run, we on a run. Shit been looking good. What's the problem? And I thought it was something probably deeper, especially, coming off the last situation where he missed weight, he lost his bet on the scales, he had the little incident backstage in the dressing room. And a part of me was like, maybe he was trying to place some kind of blame on the way his team responded to the situation. But according to him, no, that's just not the case. He was really just inspired. And then a lot of times when you go through those things, and to me, it looks like Keyshawn had a period of time where he was on some meditation shit. You know what I'm saying? He was getting closer and getting right with God. And I'm always applaud a person for evolving and growing and actually learning from your mistakes and trying to make those changes. You're going to always get that support from me for sure. So, and I think in that process, because it's most definitely a process, he understood, he had probably more of a vision, like, man, I would love for my team to be like Bomac's team, to have my trainer take me to the heights that Bomac was able to help guide Terrence Crawford to. And that was inspiring to Keyshawn. So I thought he was able to articulate that explanation very well, to say the least. And I understand now. I have a full understanding of why he chose to leave, because I know for a lot of us, it was just a huge question mark for sure. Shout out Dante Botson talking in chat. What up? What's up? Mark Wynn in the building. What up? What's up? So yeah, that gives me a full explanation why, and I completely understand for sure. Definitely want to know y'all's thoughts, man. Jab Queen, what up, baby? She in the building. All right, man. It's at that time of the show. Definitely want to hear the word on the streets.
Next caller. What up?
All right, man. Put in a link in the chat, just in case you got some questions for your boy. You got something you want to get off your chest, or you just want to hang out. There it is. We'll get to some of these Jones. All right, DJ in the chat, he said, I hope everyone yesterday comes back. I feel like we didn't finish up our conversations from yesterday for sure. Salute DJ. He said, join the dots, Heavy. The sanctioning bodies and promoters already got a plan for the 68 division. I would love to know what that plan is, and is Canelo Alvarez involved? Right? What does this older, surgically repaired Canelo Alvarez looks like in that division? Definitely want to know. I want to know. And I think that makes it more intriguing now too. Like, even in the twilight of Canelo's career, you kind of just want to see what he looks like versus these young, hungry niggas, man. What does that Shiraz Canelo fight look like? Shout out Dante Boxing talking in chat. He say, Tidewater guy, state you might get away when feds come. They got you. They got you, bro. Okay, hold on. Let me read that again. Tidewater guy, state you might get away when feds come. They got you, bro. Yeah. I think he's speaking about Tank Davis. Yeah, for sure. DJ in the chat, he said, WBA website still got Tank as world champion at 35 in their ranking. So it doesn't mention him being retired. Okay, so maybe RC was seeing things at the time. All right, get my man DJ up here, of course. What up, DJ? What's going on, big dog?
I've got to wait for the applause to finish before I start talking. Where do you want to start, Evie?
Wherever you want to take us, big dog.
Okay, so everything that you just read out about Tank was the same information from last year. So I don't know whether it's just been recycled in the media or what's going on there. My question is if they've got the evidence, Tank's not that hard to find. With law enforcement resources, they could find him pretty quick. Here we are 3 months later, no arrest, no court appearance. You know, there was a bit happening at that time behind the scenes. You might want to give your boy RC a bit of a call with Tank, but the timing tells a story of just how late they left it into that promotion before those allegations came out. So look, man, if he beats on women, he's got to get his day in court. Absolutely.
For sure.
Right? But I'm just very hesitant to believe all the rumors that come out of the boxing landscape until it's proven absolute factual.
So you saying that last year they issued a warrant for his arrest?
Well, for the video footage and the allegations and all those.
Oh well, yeah.
Things,
see, at that time, I think it was just all speculation. Like this is news from today, where
I'm saying
they're
that
confirming everything.
Right. Well,
yeah.
All of that I thought I knew last year.
Oh, okay.
Anyway,
right. Yeah, there was a lot of stories and speculations.
Yeah. What else did you touch on that I wanted to come back and talk to you about?
Your favorite fighter, Canelo Alvarez.
Oh, well, look, don't allow me to make any outlandish accusations as I just rattle off some information for you here to consider.
Okay.
First of all, I'll make a broad brush statement. Is there a way back for Canelo? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But why? The question is, why is there a way back? Because he's the bag. He's the bag for the WBC, right? He's a bag for any promoter. He's a bag for any challenger. And unfortunately, in a lot of instances in boxing, it's only about the money. It's not about who deserves the next shot. It's not about who best represents the belts. It's about popularity. So there's always going to be a way back for Canelo while he's got such a big fan base. Just like there's always a way back for, regardless of what he does, whether you like it or not, Ryan Garcia. There's always a way back for Ryan Garcia.
Yeah, now nobody's doubting the star power of Canelo. And I think when we say a way back, meaning how are you going to fare against these guys? Because listen, that stock's going to drop tremendously if you come back and you get busted up by Shiraz, or you get touched up and took in all 12 into a decision by Diego Pacheco. You know what I'm saying? I believe they're asking more. Can he swim with these guys now?
Well, let me put it like this. I try to look at situations in a holistic manner rather than just 3 feet in front of me. I want to look 30 meters in front of me, right, when it comes to boxing. So let's put a little bit of a timeline on a couple of things here. Bud beats Canelo, right, at 68. Bud's got all the belts. Canelo initially didn't really show any real want or need to try and get his get back, right? I thought he was pretty honest after the fight. Now, I don't think that Canelo can beat Bud a second time round. In fact, my humble opinion, I think it might end up being worse for Canelo, regardless of his surgery, right?
I agree.
Now, let's assume for a minute that all of the information we've been fed is more factual than rumour. Bud's team goes and says to Turki Al-Sheikh, we're now the A side. You got to pay us $100 million this time to let Canelo get his get back. So paying Canelo $150 million plus Bud's 100, there's a $250 million price for any potential rematch, right?
Yeah.
at the same time, Bud's telling everyone pretty honestly, look, I'm not going to stay at 68. And then Janabek becomes part of the conversation. Janabek has a fight, a unification fight with Lara, right? And
Pops
all of
dirty.
us, well, yeah, 3 days out. So Top Rank in Janabek lose that fight, right? But in the same paragraph, the same breath, on the same day, on the same minute, the WBC says we're going to strip Bud. And by the way, for the first time in history, we've already got Mbili and Shiraz lined up to fight for the vacant belt. That tells me it was planned. Anyone else that gets stripped normally needs months of negotiations to put that fight together for the vacant belt, right?
Yeah.
So now the rematch is off the table because Bud's been stripped of the WBC. Bud can't get a Janabek because he's under investigation, right?
Yeah.
And now Matchroom and Top Rank get a payday at 68, right? And for me personally, I think the Canelo fares better against a Mbili or a Shiraz than what he does against a rematch against Bud.
For sure.
And the cost of making that fight for Canelo to come back and try and get the belts back is much, much cheaper than a $250 million combined purse. Yeah. So
hey, I like it. That makes sense. The way you put those pieces together. Yeah, man. I can agree with you. Damn, did I disagree with you? I don't like that shit.
Look, some people learn the hard way, right? That's you, Heavy. No, look, that's just a theory of mine based on the timeline. Like all of this happened within 1 or 2 or 3 days, which suggests to me that there were some decisions made in a dark room somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Well before they stripped Bud of the WBC. Because it don't make sense to me that the WBC's been working with Bud his whole career. Every time he's held a WBC belt, Bud's always fronted up with the sanction fees. Always.
Yeah.
So why all of a sudden this time? Why this time? It just doesn't make sense, right? It just feels like a bit of a stitch up.
It does, but then maybe this was his highest payday, and he just was like, "Man, this shit is ridiculous." Because sometimes you never know when an epiphany is going to hit. You know what I'm saying?
Look, I don't necessarily agree with what the sanctioning bodies do, particularly the WBC. The WBC has always been the most costly sanctioning body above the other three. But remember too that the WBC, at least at surface level, looks to favour Mexican fighters. I'm sure the WBC are much happier with their belt around Canelo's waist than Bud Crawford's waist.
For sure. When you're talking about the money, for sure.
So, look, I don't like to get into conspiracy theories, but sometimes when all the information's looked at from afar and put all in front of you and you start joining some of these dots, you go, hang on, something doesn't smell right here. And look, let's face it, boxing isn't always the most fair sport.
Yeah, absolutely. It's most definitely the most corrupt, man. Great points, DJ. Let me bring my man Sheldon up in this business, man. What up, Sheldon? Let me see. Hold up. Damn it. Did you leave? Come back, Sheldon. I was just about to unmute you, brother. But yeah, great points. Great points in analysis, DJ. I can completely agree with that. The only thing for me is, how does he really fare? I know Shiraz is a more favorable matchup than a Bud Crawford. But this is a guy who's naturally bigger as well. Look like he's holding a little bit pop. And listen, you can't give him but so much credit for a Berlanga, but Berlanga did at least get in there and give Canelo somewhat of a fight, even though I thought it was a definitive win. And you got some of these guys that are just getting better too. And now you have an older older Canelo Alvarez or surgically repaired Canelo Alvarez.
Yeah,
and I think, that's just going to be intriguing. What does he look like versus these guys?
Yeah, so look, I think that whilst Canelo might have lost a step, right, for me, he's past his very, very best, but he's still an elite fighter. Now, the 68 division as a whole, and I'm not tarring everyone with the same brush, isn't that strong. So I'm looking at the rankings now. The IBF's vacant, so Canelo can be part of fighting for that vacant belt against somebody else. WBA's got Jose Resendez in there, and the WBO's vacant. So even as Canelo comes back after surgery, he doesn't have to go straight to a Hamza Shiraz.
Yeah.
He's still number one or number two in every sanctioning body there, which gives him the opportunity, particularly with the money that he brings, to start getting any of the other belts back bit by bit before going to a potentially high-risk fight with an Mbili or a Shiraz, whoever
So do you
ends up
believe
winning
Canelo
it.
becomes champion again?
Well,
yeah. Like, who are these guys? Who are you picking Canelo to beat?
Look, I think he still beats 80% of those people in the rankings.
Okay.
Right.
Right. So your view on Canelo, his skill set, and
there's no
what he has left in the tank. You still think it's enough to beat 80% of these guys?
I do. And look, I might be proven wrong, but he's got to prove me wrong, right?
Right.
Look,
listen, you're not the only one still high on Canelo, man. Listen,
yeah, look, I don't want to
he's
throw
an
him in
all-time
the trash because there shouldn't be any real embarrassment getting beat by Terence Crawford. Man, the dude's just next level.
Yeah.
But,
I'm with you.
Look, we'll see. But until there's a fight signed, I don't like to get myself into fantasizing about potential matchups. I had this conversation with Rob earlier. Errol Spence's name's been associated with just about everyone in the 54 division now. I saw a thing there that they're putting his name next to Tim Tszyu later on in this year. Just stop the speculation, sign a contract. And until you sign a contract, I'm not interested talking about if, buts, or maybes.
No doubt. I got to ask you, man, so what's your thoughts on this Keyshawn Davis situation? Okay, hold on real quick, DJ. Since we got Shelton in here, let him get a word. What up, Shelton?
Absolutely.
Welcome back to the show, my guy.
What's up, brother? How you doing, man? Who's this we got with us? Who's the brother in the right-hand corner?
Say again, Shelton.
Who's the brother in the right-hand corner?
That's my Australian brother, DJ, the Aussie from down under.
All right, DJ, good to meet you, man. What's the conversation today, fellas?
We talking Keyshawn giving his explanation about why he left. Of course, Bomac. We got just talking a little bit about the news that dropped for Tank Davis, kind of confirming all of the speculation and rumors about last year with him putting his hands on Shorty and the whole videotape, and we wasn't sure if that actually existed, but they confirmed that actually does. This dumb motherfucker. And
yeah, that's what I heard. I heard that the Miami Gardens Police Department saw the video and said, and issued the warrant. So obviously they saw something.
Yeah. So that's the new developing news. He actually as of right now, if he haven't turned himself in, he on the run, man. He's a fugitive right damn now. And it's crazy to get to this point, especially having some kind of video evidence. But that news just came out today from Miami Gardens Police Department. They just issued that today.
Well, they what they do is anybody who's been involved with the legal system knows that they take their time. They investigate, they look at it, and see if they can line up, look at his prior jacket, see if everything lines up, and to see how They have meetings on how probable is it that we can convict this dude, and then they go for it. You know what I mean? They'll just jump because they got a video. It takes time, man.
Think it take 3 months. 3 months is crazy.
I've known people in my personal experience that do something in February and don't get charged until October. So
yeah, that's crazy.
I've seen
my personal
that.
experiences, they be locking your ass up on site.
Well, see, I'm gonna tell you. Yeah, well, I'm gonna tell you how they think though. Sometimes they say we ain't gotta lock him up because he's stupid. He'll be over there. We'll catch him. We'll get him when we need him. He ain't going nowhere.
Yeah. So, what's your thoughts, man? Tank Davis.
Hey, look, I'm expecting it. I'm not shocked. Look, here's my thing, right? Now, I don't know if any of you have ever heard this. My grandmother told me this a long time ago. She told me that if 3 different people say the exact same thing about you, it got to be something to it. Everybody around. So how many times have we heard about him having the propensity to put his hands on women? Is this the first time?
It's too many to count now for me that I can remember.
Okay, so I don't know why people are so shocked that, or he's not capable, acting like he's not capable of doing this. It's a history of doing this.
But see,
he hits pregnant women with his car. He has sex with pregnant women. Look at him and walk away from the scene. They ain't even trying to help him. He's not a very good person. Man. He's not a very good person.
That's what she got on the stand and said. Said that boy hit him. They had the car accident. He looked her in the eyes and walked off. That's some cold shit, boy. But here's the thing. Here's my point. It's different when you're not there. You're not you don't. You didn't witness it, or there's no real video evidence, right? When you're just going off of what people say, a lot of the times, because we're in a world where there's so much deception, you know what I'm saying? It's hard for people to initially believe that shit, right? Even if this is something that has been alleged before, because you wasn't in the room, because there's no video footage, sometimes it's hard to believe it. But I think now that they actually have a video, you can kind of put that shit to bed with Tank. It's a wrap. It's gonna be hard for him to win anybody over as far as thinking that he's some type of a good person.
Remember though that whether we condone it or not, very wealthy people with great lawyers have a way of settling these things outside of court, right? Because you've only got to go back until the incident with Devon at the theme park with the operator there. Nothing ever happened of it. It was settled out of court, right? So I'm not saying that's the right way to do it, but I mean that's just the reality.
Yeah, but the dude took the money. You know what I'm saying? So that changes the whole ball game. The dude took the money, said, "Okay, cool, I got press the charges." Here, what this situation looks like to me, and I'm not no lawyer, so don't quote me on this, but this is the way it looks like to me. That the chick, see, I know in California where I live, right? You put your hands on somebody, they come to the court and they say, "Nah, I don't want to press charges." The DA, the state of California, can say, "We don't even need you. We're gonna press charges ourselves. We don't even need you. We don't want you to testify. Get on up out of here. We don't press charges on you." They can do that. The state can pick it up and say, "We charge you."
In VA, where I'm from, if all she got to do is call the police and say you hit her, they coming to pick your ass up.
Yeah,
we'll work out the details while you sitting behind bars.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. That's essentially what happens over here. Regardless of whether you're guilty or innocent, you're guilty here until you can prove your innocence.
Exactly. And that's why I say a lot of people will give him the benefit of the doubt, because let's keep it real. Some women are like that. Some women are vindictive. Some women know the law. Some women know I can get your ass locked up, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Exactly.
But to be fair though, Heavy, like it's got to work both ways. If women don't feel like they're supported to come forward and report assaults, right, because nothing ever happens or those sorts of things, Well, that's kind of where you need to support them and say, look, we'll take your allegations seriously, because you kind of have to, right? You can't have.
You do.
Can't have,
I got daughters, man. So
yeah,
you know what I mean. Of course. I'm just
you
saying.
Can't have
from
men laying hands on women. You just can't.
No, we can't, and we got to take their words for it out the gate. All I'm saying is, it's sometimes especially if you're a fan of Tank Davis, it just may be hard for you to believe, and that's been his saving grace. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, my guy wouldn't do that. My guy wouldn't do that.
Benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, my guy wouldn't do that.
Exactly.
Well, the state of Florida says he did do it, so you got to argue with them. But they say he did.
This is now, remind you, this is the first time where they have video evidence corroborating her story. Her story is he grabbed her by the throat and the head while they was in the club, drug her ass out the back and whooped her. And they got video evidence now confirming that corroborates her story.
But where should a fan stop though, Heavy? Like, if you ask me, I can be a fan of anyone in the ring for their skills, their style, what have you. But I'm only interested in what they do in the ring, not everything else outside of the ring in their own private and personal lives. You know, I'm not saying I condone if he has assaulted a woman. I'm just saying that that's not what draws my attention to Tank. My attention to Tank is just based on boxing, not who he is outside the ring.
Yeah,
right.
I think
exactly.
I think there's a lot of fans like that who can separate the two. Just like with R. Kelly and his music. I'm not a big fan of R. Kelly the person, but give me the music all day. Not a big fan of Tank Davis, but I'll watch.
Hey, I'll give you another example. I'm a huge Sugar Ray Leonard fan. Right?
Yeah.
Now it's known fact that Sugar Ray put hands and feet on that girl Juanita. That's a known fact.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what
but
they say.
I'm still a Sugar Ray Leonard fan.
Yeah. I mean, Tyson got convicted of rape and went to prison. But we still watch Tyson.
Yeah, but that one, we ain't gonna go into that one. That's going down the rabbit hole.
We're giving examples, man. That's it. Fans try to separate, the athlete or the celebrity from what it is that they do. Mm-hmm. But I also think it hurts your stock, if people really knew that this is who you are, right? Like, it's going to be, because whether listen, and it's been like this from the beginning for athletes or celebrities or whoever, whether you want to believe it or not, you're a role model, right? When you're a public figure, you're some sort of a role model, and that's always going to play a part in it, a part in your celebrity.
Well,
why do you think Tank Davis doesn't have any endorsements? Why do you think he don't have no endorsements? And everybody knows who he is. Like, nah, we ain't messing with that dude.
Shit
we ain't messing with that dude. Yeah, we ain't messing with that cat.
I just want to push back there a little bit, Heavy. I don't disagree with you, by the way, about role models, but I think it should be up to the individual's athlete's choice as to whether they want to be portrayed as a role model or not. Not just because they're well known that they automatically become a role model. Because there's plenty of athletes that are genuine role models to young boys and girls and those sorts of things. But I don't think there's an obligation with fame that you have to be a role model, good, bad, or otherwise. I just don't. I think that's a
DJ. Let me ask you a question. DJ. Do you think Clarissa Shields is a role model? She don't get in trouble. She don't go to jail.
I certainly think that there'll be part of her fans that see her as a role model, right? Now, look, we all get individuals gravitate to different people for different reasons, right? If you've got a young, upcoming amateur female boxer that looks at Clarissa Shields and say, look, you're my inspiration, you're my role model to get better, to go and fight for world titles and all those sorts of things, well, good, right? But there'll also be parts of the community that maybe don't like how she goes about things outside of the ring. So then she's not a role model to those people.
I got you.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. It just, unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. unfortunately, kids see Tank Davis knocking shit out, and they say, "Hey, I want to be like that." You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, and this is just being real, you know, kids see trauma. Kids grow up and see different situations, and they'll say to themselves, "Hey,
but
he did it, got away with it, and everything's cool," or whatever the case may be. I can too. You know what I mean? That's just unfortunately.
But I would argue that perception can be reality and it can be not reality, because if I use that example, right, say that I'm a very vulnerable individual and I see Tank doing that, right, I go and do the same thing and go to court, and the judge says, "Well, why the hell did you do it?" Imagine me standing on that stand and say, "Oh, well, Tank does it, so I thought I could do it." You know,
because I can almost guarantee you, Tank saw some bitches getting their ass whooped growing up.
For sure.
He can do the same thing.
For sure.
It's ridiculous to try and make that an argument in court. Yeah, that's crazy.
But let me tell you something I learned when I had kids, both of y'all.
He been through it.
This is something I learned when I had kids, both of y'all. Children do not do what you tell them to do. Children do what they see.
What they see. Facts. Big old stinking facts, my guy. All right, man. I don't want to waste too much time on this bum.
Let the Marshall on him.
Let me answer. You did ask me, Heavy. Let me give you a quick answer to what I'm thinking about Keyshawn.
Yeah, with Keyshawn.
I personally have a perception that Keyshawn is a package deal with his brothers. Right? Now that's fine for Keyshawn. Like, family's family, right? So it comes no level of criticism. But if the relationship inside Bo's gym wasn't as good or suitable for his brothers, then maybe he needed to move away to keep that family unit and that package deal together.
That's a strong possibility. I always want to take people at their word, but that could have been a part of it. Shout out my guy RC. I think he's along the same lines where maybe Bomac wasn't so interested in continuously training Kelvin Davis, who suffered a bad defeat to Nair Albright in their last outing. So that could have been the case.
Yeah, look, I'm not outing his brothers like they're problems. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm just saying that if it's going to be a package deal, all in and all out, I wonder if behind the scenes in private, whether that was a consideration for Keyshawn when he decided to make the move. That's all.
Well,
let me add this.
Go ahead, Show.
Let me add this. What we heard what Keyshawn said, right?
Yeah.
And we also heard when they asked Bomac what happened, he said, "No comment. I wish the young brother well." Right? That's all he said.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So how do we know that it ain't the shenanigans that Keyshawn and his brother pulled in that last fight in Norfolk? Where Bomac and Bud was like, "Hey, man, you got to get on with that. We're not messing with that."
Well, because it's well known that Keyshawn left them. Keyshawn left.
How is it well known? We heard Keyshawn say that. We ain't heard nothing from Bud, Bomac, Red, Soul. We ain't heard nothing from none of them.
Well, if that
we don't know what happened.
Well, I'm saying
we don't know what happened.
If what Keyshawn said isn't true, then you basically saying he lying.
I'm saying Keyshawn Davis is about their little prayer book. Keyshawn Davis also told me he was gonna make weight for that fight, and then came in 8 pounds over. So Keyshawn Davis mouth ain't no prayer book.
Come on, man, that's two different things now.
I'm just saying, you trying to say you. I'm just saying that people tell you what they want you to know. I've been on this planet for 60 years. People tell you what they want you to know. It really doesn't matter to me. He moved on, fine. He got another team, fine. He got another manager, fine. But what I'm saying is, just because he says it doesn't make it so.
Yeah, and I'm a little bit the same.
I'm gonna take them at face value, brother. That's it. I'm taking them at
Yeah,
face value.
look, I'm okay if they left amicably or they left under duress. That bit's not important to me. I just want to make sure that we still get to see Keyshawn continue his career.
That's it.
In any team that, again, I'm interested on Keyshawn, what he does in the ring, right? Rather than what happens behind the scenes. That's his business, not mine.
Absolutely. Definitely want to, continue to see what the young brother gonna bring to the ring. I was just saying, I'm gonna take him at face value. Bomac didn't deny it.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that, brother.
Yeah. He didn't deny anything, and Keyshawn seemed to be genuine. I don't know if you've seen the interview. Did you want me to play it for you real quick?
You can play the snippet you want to play. I'll listen.
I don't know. But I was just saying, did you see the interview with Brian Custard?
Oh no, I didn't see the interview. I've just come to learn that just because somebody tell me something. Yeah,
let me play it for you.
Play it for me.
Yeah, I mean,
new circle that you have. And the one thing that Bomac came out publicly and said, "Yeah, I'm not working with Keyshawn anymore." And I know you had a lot of success with Bomac, who's probably at the top of the game. Why no Bomac in your corner anymore?
Honestly, like, I love Bomac enough. I got love for them. Like, I just seen Terrence Crawford yesterday in the gym, gave him a handshake, say what's up, champ. You know what I'm saying? He came out here, I guess, to watch the core workout. And I still got love for those guys, man. Like, for real, genuine love. Coach Saul texted me the other day saying that he gonna try to come out to the fight. And he was texting me game plans, how I can get ready for this fight. You know what I'm saying? So I'm expecting the team. Well, I know Saul still got love for me as well, man. And I just hope that, just because that I feel like I decided to move forward with my home team that I came up with, a team that I've been knowing for over 10 years. You know what I'm saying? I hope that, BNB can accept that. Also, I would like to say, once they won that fight with Canelo, and I'm just like, damn, man. Omaha doing their thing. They came up together. They didn't start off as a powerful team, but they grew into that. So that inspired me to do that with my home team as well. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, wow, like, okay, I know I got enough knowledge to win in a ring. Like, I've been to the Olympics and I'm 13-0. I became a world champion. I got a lot to learn, but I also learned a lot in pros. So I would love for my home team to, be premature now, but years to come, they be like, yo, this Norfolk team is amazing. You know what I'm saying? So Bomac and them really inspired me to just do that for myself. You know what I'm saying? So it was never really like no hard feelings towards Bomac or BNB. It was just like I got inspired by what they done, and I just wanted to do it for myself.
Yeah. And to me, that seemed and felt genuine. Now, was that the real reason?
Well,
all I can do is take him at face value, man.
Yeah,
he seemed like he was inspired.
There's no reason why it can't be the real reason. That's my point, right?
Exactly.
So, but look, he's been there long enough in the Bomac gym there.
Sure,
that's a pretty good blueprint to take to another gym, right?
Absolutely.
How they see them work, prepare, train, all those sorts of things. You can mirror that as best possible. I mean, you can't mirror Bomac, but at least the foundations of their training can be mirrored in any new gym with a new team, right?
For sure. I mean, you take him.
That sounds highly plausible. That sounds plausible. It sounds highly plausible. I actually like the way that sounded, actually.
Yeah, and that's why I wanted to play it for you, because it gives you a different perspective, and it just seemed genuine to me. Maybe I'm completely thrown off, but it seemed a little bit genuine.
No, it seemed genuine. Yeah. And I gotta remember too. See, I gotta remember too that these kids coming up now today, they cut different than we were.
Yeah. Well, explain. What do you mean? That they definitely was cut different. Maybe I think he's having some internet issues showing this. It's all good. But yeah, man, I'm gonna just take the young fellow at face value. I don't think it's no bad blood between them. There is the theory that maybe Bomac didn't want to continue to train his brothers and it was a package deal. But I think he knew that coming in because he was training all three brothers. He's been training all three brothers.
Right. Right.
So, and Keyshawn definitely's
Yeah,
got.
what I was saying, what I was saying, Heavy, was, you know, for my generation and your generation, we followed the script. The script was laid out and we followed it. Right? Yeah. This new generation, this younger generation, they want their own script.
Yeah, yeah. And I can't.
That's fine what you did. I watched what you did. That's cool what you did, but I want to do my thing. Is what I'm saying. Where in our generation, we just follow what was laid out before us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
They're way more adventurous than we are. Yeah, they're way more adventurous than we are. But yeah, I get it. I like it. You know, I think Keyshawn is an amazing talent. And I think that talent is going to show itself on July 31st. Now, is this going to be easy for him? I don't think so. I don't think Jermaine Ortiz is easy for anyone.
Me neither, man.
But I think his talent. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, bro.
I was just about to say, in the same breath, I wouldn't be surprised if Keyshawn made short work. I don't think it's going to be an easy fight, but in the same breath, I'm not going to be surprised if he makes short work out of him.
Oh no, I wouldn't be surprised either, because Keyshawn is extremely. The thing I like about Keyshawn, besides him being talented, is Keyshawn is extremely aggressive.
Yeah, for sure.
Keyshawn comes to get you. He comes to fight.
E-Dub,
he comes to fight, man. So, I like Keyshawn. I think Keyshawn's a good young fighter. I really do.
For sure. Me too, man.
So what was the other topic you had?
He said, heavy bag, who's winning Teofimo versus Shakur Stevenson? Ah, man. Bruh.
Go ahead,
E-Dub. Man, it's going to be a good damn fight, man. I just, I don't think you're going to get the same Shakur that fought William Zepeda. And that's what everybody is probably trying to, you know, because it's a turkey fight. Is he coming? Is he not going to do the time in Jerry Act? I think I think Teofimo is just way too skilled and probably a little bit too strong for him to sit there with that Zepeda game plan. So I think he reverts back to Shakur, man, where he's an extremely hard target to hit. And while you trying to hit him, you get frustrated and you get tagged. But I think they both got that similar kind of hand speed, so that could be an issue. And we know T.O. to rise to the occasion. I know that's, there's a popular statement when it comes to Teofimo Lopez, but it's also a true statement. But I think that hard target, Shakur, that should have been his nickname, the hard target. I think he reverted that hard target. And I think he jabs his way to a victory versus I don't think this is going to be a dog fight at all in no part of this fight. And he tags him to a victory. Shelton, you got thoughts on that fight?
Did you see the face-off, heavy bag? The little face-off they did today, the show?
Yeah.
Did you hear what Shakur Stevenson said?
Which part? What did he say?
When he said, they asked him what style of fight is he going to fight in this fight. Shakur said, whatever style of fight wins the fight is what I'm going to do.
Oh, yeah. And that lets you know
whatever style it takes to win the fight. And see, that's the thing that's been consistent with Shakur Stevenson since day one. If you don't know nothing else about Shakur Stevenson, you know this. He's going to fight the fight he's most comfortable fighting.
For sure.
And he's not going to let you take him out of that.
Just like,
that's what he's going to do.
Just like Terrence Crawford said and did himself. Yeah, I mean, he said, I'm going to do what I need to do to win. Real quick, E-Dub say Teofimo might beat Stevenson because I think he can use his feet better and move faster than Stevenson. I don't know, E-Dub. You always be wrong, man. You can't pick a winner to save your damn life. Shout out my guy, E-Dub. All right, man.
A lot of people using talking points that they hear other places. I noticed that.
Yeah. Shelton,
Yeah, I'm here.
you picking a winner?
I got Shakur Stevenson. Unanimous decision. I think he 7'5", 8'4" is Tiafimo. Tiafimo, if you look at Tiafimo's last 6 fights, Tiafimo is not good when he has to lead the dance. Am I right? Tiafimo is at his best when you got to come to him and he can counter you. That's when he at his best. Tiafimo has to be first and lead the dance. He's not good at that. He has trouble with boxers, i.e. Sandor Martin, i.e. George Kambosos, i.e.
Steve Claggett.
Jermaine Ortiz. Steve Claggett. He has trouble with people who can move their feet. He has trouble with those guys. Lomachenko. He has trouble with guys who can move their feet. So, you know.
He's also beat them. He's also beat those guys.
Yeah, he had. But in my opinion, now this is just my opinion now. Ain't none of those guys he fought as good as Shakur Stevenson. None of them.
For sure.
None of them.
And you could argue Sandor Martin won that fight.
I thought he did win it. And he get dropped twice. I thought he did win the fight. But you know.
You could argue.
Yeah, I thought it was closer than they said it was.
So, for sure.
You know, so. Yeah, I'm not.
Last topic,
Tiafimo, I'm from Missouri. When it comes to Tiafimo, he got to show me because I don't believe it.
You got some headsets you can put on, brother?
Oh no, my audio got bad.
Yeah.
Let me go out.
You can probably hear me. You'll be
let me go out.
Better. No, you good for now if you don't have any. That's cool because I'm about to
okay.
Just wanted to get your thoughts.
Okay.
Just wanted to get your thoughts if you had any on Canelo Alvarez. The surgically repair elbow, and I believe shoulder now. A little bit older now. I think Canelo's 35 or he'll be 36 this year. And now you look at all the new up and comers in 68. That'll be the same division that he wants to come back to, campaign and maybe try and reach that throne again. What do you see in the future for Canelo Alvarez, and can he swim with the new wave?
I don't think Canelo, if he stays fighting at the top level, if he takes a soft touch after surgery, I can see him getting the win. But I don't see him beating anybody at the top of 168. I don't see him beating Shiraz. I don't see him beating Billy. I don't see him beating Lester Martinez. I don't see him beating Luis Iglesias. Iglesias is his name. I don't see him beating that guy. Yeah. I don't see him beating anybody at the top because he's a small guy. People forget that Canelo's only 5'7". He's a small guy.
Yeah.
And now you're a small guy and you're an older guy going against guys who are 25, 26, 27, and they're a lot bigger than you, a lot younger than you, a lot stronger than you. It's an uphill battle at the top. Now, when you talk about the Caleb Plants, the Jamal Charlos, people of that ilk, maybe.
Yeah.
But when you talk about the top guys, I don't see him beating any of them. That's just my opinion.
Wow. Not even in Billy? Somebody that's...
No, and Billy's too active. And Billy throws too many punches. And Billy will not let him breathe. And if you notice, Canelo likes to sit back and pot shot and wait, and Billy ain't going to let him breathe. And I don't think he got the pop to stop it, Billy.
That's probably the
I don't think he does.
Would be the most interesting, man, that I really want to see from Canelo. Real quick, he does in the chat. He say, hey, Pitbull won that fight against Roach. Who did you see winning, Heavy? Man, I thought Pitbull was winning early on, but Roach came all the way back, bro.
Yes, he did.
And he started beating him at his own game. And he started making Pitbull like actually box. That was the first time I ever seen Pitbull try to box, bro. So
he had no choice.
Roach won that shit, bro. Yeah. I thought, he won the first few rounds, but Roach took over, man. Round about that 5th, 6th round. he took over.
Yeah, it's a tough fight, now. It's a good fight. Pitbull's tough, but he's not very skilled.
Shout out Dante Boxing talking to chat. He said, "What happens if T.O. won't take the lead and fight on the front foot?" Now that's intriguing because I say that's how niggas need to fight Devin Haney too and Shakur. When you fighting cats like that, you try and allow them to take the lead and see what they give you, right? So they can't. I think that messes with the reflexes as well, and kind of takes that counter punchability away from those guys too. So I don't know, man. Hopefully that's a part of T.O.'s plan because I want to see him. I want to see both these guys get disrupted and, see who can win from there because it's two really high skill sets, man. But somebody's got to be the disruptor. And I think if he takes that approach and he allows Shakur to lead and try to get his jab off, it could be a different kind of fight. We're going to see. But if that's the case, it's probably going to be an extremely boring fight, man.
I say this, man. This is what I say about that fight. If Teofimo wants to win that fight, Teofimo has to do to Shakur Stevenson what Roberto Duran did to Sugar Ray Leonard in the first fight.
Okay.
Completely take him out of his game, crowding, pushing, make it a fight. He can't win. I don't believe Teofimo is as good and as athletic and explosive as Teofimo is. I don't think Teofimo can win a boxing match with Shakur Stevenson. But I do think he can win a fight, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah. I don't think he can win a boxing match, but I think he can win a fight.
Yeah.
He got to make it a fight.
He's got to turn it. He's got to turn it into a fight. But when you're trying to turn it into a fight, that just means a ton of pressure, and that kind of falls right into Shakur's wheelhouse. That's an easy.
Right, but you got to be able to take it to give it. You got to be able to take it. You got to be able to walk through what he says. Shakur punched like a 6-year-old. Remember? That's what he said.
Yeah, because that was Valdez's game plan, and that shit got him dropped. We gonna see. Shut up.
Yes, sir. DJ. We gonna find out.
You're a fucking hater, DJ.
You are a hater.
I did pick Matias, man. God damn, Matias. It is what it is.
You picked Matias?
To win versus Darwin Smith? Yeah, hell yeah. I did. All right, man.
I don't know. I didn't talk to you before the fight. But I had told my partner before the fight. He asked me about it.
Fighters on his resume. All I seen was a bunch of UK motherfuckers on his resume. So,
well, I talked to my partner before the fight. He asked me about it, right? And I told my partner, I said, look, if Dalton Smith can deal with his pressure, because that pressure that Matias was able to apply to people, it not only drains you physically, it drains you mentally.
And
if Dalton Smith could deal with that, I said, if Dalton Smith could deal with that, he'll beat Matias easy because he's a better boxer and he has better feet.
Yeah.
Because Matias is my guy. I love me some Matias. But Matias does not have no skill. Matias is a heavy bag with feet. Yeah, because Matias is a heavy bag with feet. You know that. Subriel Matias is a heavy bag with feet. That's it.
We just gonna have to take your word for it, man. See, I'm gonna give you face value. We're going to take your word.
Give you face value. But you can ask anybody if they come by this show. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna just tell something to come by. I'll let you know. I told him if Dalton Smith can deal with that pressure, he gonna beat him easy because Matias is a heavy bag with feet. I love him. I love his fights. His fights are exciting, but Matias ain't got no skill, man. He gonna stand right in front of you, throw a bunch of punches.
For sure.
You ain't gotta look for him. He's gonna be right there.
And that's where he was. But again, I always say he got that elite pressure, man. That shit is. And again, and if the referee, you know what? I ain't gonna crawl down that referee.
Well, you gotta look at it though. When you get cracked, right, and then you go to your knees first, and then roll over on your back, you kind of hurt, bro. You kind of hurt.
Yeah, but he was, and people don't like it, but he was hell, bro. When you hold somebody 10, 15 times around, that negates a lot of work, bro. That nigga was averaging about 12 holes around, bro. He was clinching and hanging on for dear life.
But that's what you're supposed to do when you got a bull in front of you, right? You tie him up. You'll let him hit you. You tie him up.
You got one of them, and then you got one of them referees that allow you to hold excessively. And I can see, again, holding here and there, clinching here and there, if you hurt or it just makes sense, okay, cool. But when it becomes excessive, you have to get some type of something to deter you from holding. So you got to take a point away early. If he takes a point away from Dalton Smith in the third round, he's not going to hold Matias anymore. You know what I mean? Now let's see how you deal with the pressure when I take away your intentional clinching. That's a part of your game plan. You know what I mean? I want to see niggas fight Matias without all of that grabbing, man. But that's just me. You know what I mean? If I was a referee in there, I'm taking niggas points early. Stop this. We did not come here to see you niggas hold this motherfucker. But that's just me, man. That's just me. It is what it is. All right, Sheldon, you got any final thoughts, man, before I get up out of here?
No, man. It's good. Always good to talk to you, brother. I know you won't be back till next week. Do we have any boxing on this weekend? I don't think so. Do we?
Yeah. Andy Cruz versus.
Oh, Andy Cruz and Mortalia. Okay, that's this weekend, huh?
Oh no, I think that's the weekend after. I don't think
that's next weekend. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah. It's all about the playoffs this weekend. All right, brother. Well, I see you, Monday. You know, I'll pop on as soon as I get your notification, and you have a good week, man. And hey, we'll see if anything. Hopefully, Mr. Davis can get a bid. Huh?
You from LA?
Los Angeles, California.
Where? What hood?
Huh?
What hood? Where you from in LA?
I'm out the 60s.
Oh, okay. All right. Salute to you, my brother.
Yes, sir.
All right, sure. I appreciate you.
Yeah, man. I see you Monday, man. I see you Monday.
Okay, my man. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna do it for your boy. Today, I want to thank everybody for joining us. E-Dub, it's good to see you, my guy, for sure. Shout out to everybody in the chat, my girls Coco and I think did Jessica come through here? Shout out my guy Mark Wynn, DJ, everybody. Oh, RC was in the chat. He said inspired. Dante's Boxing Talk. Thank you guys. Please smash that like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. Heavy Bag TV, man. Big T.O. Heavy Bag. RC for the Boxing Trap. We are out of here, man. Peace.
Heavy Boxing TV.
Heavy Bag Boxing TV. That's my little bro.
Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
So what's up to my man Heavy Bag Boxing?
My boy at Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
Subscribe to Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
Get at my boy Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
Heavy Bag Boxing, all right? You heard it from me. You heard it here first.
Heavy Bags Boxing. Straight out of Norfolk, baby. Let's go.
What's up, y'all? Shout out to Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
Punch Drunk 412 in the building. Shout out to my guy Trio, Heavy Bag Boxing TV. Get your bitch ass in here and hit this bag.
Just go ahead and subscribe to Heavy Bag Boxing TV because he be lit on his channel, no cap.
You are now watching Heavy Bag Boxing TV. Hit the bag.
Shout out to Heavy Bag Boxing TV. Get in here and hit the bag, baby.
You are tuned in to Heavy Bag Boxing. Get your and hit this bag, dude.
You tuning in to Heavy Bag TV. Make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to the channel.
Hey, yo. Get your dumb ass in here and hit this bag.
Shout out to Heavy Bag Boxing. It's the one and only Blazer Flair. Woo!
Yo, what's up? It's your boy Zach, Super Judah, 6-time champion of the world. I'm giving a big shout out to my home team, Heavy Bag TV. You heard? Keep it live.
This is Showtime Sean Porter. You are watching Heavy Bag Boxing.
Thank you for watching my dad on Heavy Bag TV.